Hello everybody, Cross here again for video blog number 2. Happy St. Patrick's Day. It should be fun. I don't have my green on, so you guys have permission to pinch me later if you can find me. I want to talk about today, I was thinking about it last night. I just couldn't sleep at all. Thinking about what do I want to talk about? What do I even want to say? What's the purpose of this? And I was watching other video bloggers, and a very popular story that people seem to get into is coming out stories. I, however, am really not a big fan of coming out stories. I think it's blah. I mean, I just remember telling them when I was 16, 17, and telling them people I'd meet, and that was kind of things we'd always talk about. And then suddenly I'm 25 years old, and nobody talks about that anymore because to most of 25-year-olds I know, my age, my friends, it's kind of an ancient story. However, one thing that I would love to talk about is monogamy versus open relationship. I am just now getting out of, as of last week, a 3.5-year long relationship, and it took a lot of work to make it work that long. I have no ill will towards the guy. He lives with me still. He just left for work actually, and he and I were monogamous. And it was great. It definitely had its wonderful moments, and that sense of security is just amazing, beyond amazing. And even though it stings still, and there will be a lot more stinging to come, I will always still strive towards monogamy, because I personally never hooked up in my life. However, I would imagine it to be such a strange spectrum of feelings going on, from high to low to insignificant, maybe back to high again when you see him again. There's a sense of void, like just eating away at your heart. Oh, it's so sad to me. And I just can't imagine. I just cannot imagine. I love too much, just having sex with one person that I care about more than anyone else in the world. Multiple times, a week, a day, blah, 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 it doesn't matter. And knowing that, wow, here's an individual that I've invested time into and energy and passion into, and he has returned it every bit, and we're just taking and constantly building on that. Like, I know a lot of gay people aren't monogamous people, but I also think that there's a lot more monogamous gay people than everyone realizes, because I personally, when I was in that relationship, I still hung out with my friends, but I also kind of disappeared, like, away from the bar scene and those kinds of things, because I wanted to invest my time with the person I cared about a lot. And suddenly the bars didn't appeal to me nearly as much as before. I would still go with my buddies, have a good time, go dancing or whatever, but it just became a little dull and kind of sad, watching the same people in there all the time, like almost on a mission to hook up with somebody. And it's just very saddening. And I don't want to live my life that way. I'm a bartender at a gay bar. There are people that come in there to where I work, and it's just the same thing. They just get their rocks off to hooking up. They'll sit there all day long waiting for that moment. Whereas there's also people that come in there on the other end who have been together. They always come in together, and just the way they look at each other is incredible. And that's what I want. I guess I've always felt this way. And I remember I had like a gay mentor back in the day when I was first coming out, and I expressed my feelings to him about monogamy and blah blah blah. And interesting, considering he was a mentor and rather be supportive, he basically said that I'm full of it. And monogamy will one day disappear from my veins, and I'll be just like everyone else he knows who has said the same thing to him. So he has a bit of a jaded opinion based on that, and I'm sure that he was monogamous at one point and got burned. I don't care if I get burned. I think the end will justify the means, and I will keep walking towards that goal. And if by chance I reach the end of my life and never find it, but spent my whole life striving towards it, it's not a wasted life. Instead, I think it's a life worth living. I will have followed my heart, and like the lyric lyrics in the Atari song. Just follow your heart and eventually you'll get it right. And I would say the one thing that I want everyone to hear from me, no matter what you are, who you are, what you want, what you don't want, what you believe you want, always just be honest about it. Because if somebody's honest with me all the time, I might not agree with them, I might not like their opinion, I might be heartbroken because of their honesty, but I have to respect them because they told me right up front what they are. And if I find it, so which I have done this before, and I find it in the end to be a little bit delusional, but I've tried to change that and I get burned a little bit, and then in the end I rationalize it like, well, Cross, he was honest with you. I mean, but at any rate, those are my thoughts and opinions about it. I know that people believe differently, but I don't know how you can argue with 2.5 kids, a white picket fence, security, love, commitment. I just don't know how anyone can argue with that. It seems so magical to me, but this magic is certainly obtainable. I've seen it happen multiple times. I tasted it for 3.5 years, and I want it back. Maybe not with him, but I want moments like that back every day of my life, and I will get it, absolutely. But at any rate, I'm kind of rambling right now. I don't know how long I'm at right now, but I guess it sounds like kind of a short one. But yeah, let me know if you have any comments, concerns, questions. Rate me. I'm not really sure what all that means, but I'll figure it out as I go. I'm very new to this thing, and I will get some web editing stuff or video blogging editing and start putting fun things together. I'll figure it out, I promise. But have a good day, buddies. See you later.